All right, rocking and rolling. We got Westside DreDay in the building. How you doing, my boy?
What up, though, my baby?
Chilling, man. Talk about yourself a little bit. Are you from Detroit, bro?
Yeah, I'm from the West Side. I'm from the zone. You know what I'm saying? From Detroit. You know, Motor City. You feel me?
For sure. And now you're an artist, correct? So talk a little bit about the start of your artistry.
Well, you know, I just honestly, I just started rapping when I got out the joint.
Okay.
Like right before I was about to get out, we had a like creative writing little program, and I wrote like a little poem, and it started off as a joke. Like I said, everybody was I had said this poem, and it kind of had a little flow to it. So the guys in there was like, man, you used to rap? And you know, guys, we be in there putting a 10 on the 2. And I'm like, yup. They was like, damn, that shit was hard. Then I just kind of kept playing with it a little bit. Everybody like, keep trying, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing it. And ended up turning into this, what it is now.
Very cool, man. So now, did that time that you spent in prison, did that help you gather the content that you're putting out right now, or was this more previously that helped you generate the lyrics and the meaning behind your music?
I mean, honestly, you know, I experienced a lot. You feel me? Just from going up into the system to coming home. You know what I'm saying? My dad went to the joint when I was like 15, 16. He got a body.
Oh.
So, you know, with that being said, it was easy for me to get led astray, you feel me? And then going to the joint, I just did like almost 10 years. So I was 18, went to the joint, that was 10 straight. Came home, I was 28. So I've been home like 3 summers now.
I mean, 10 years is, I can't even that's like I don't know how to like even comprehend that, like putting myself in that position. Let's rewind a little bit to growing up in Detroit and what kind of eventually led to that happening. But like, what was your childhood like in Detroit?
You know, I mean, it's typical, man. Everybody almost got the same type of story for real. Like, you know, stayed with my mama. Daddy and mama separated, you feel me? Daddy in the streets, mama had a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm very familiar with hard times. I watched my mama struggle. I had to light the house up with candles behind the sausages for, you know, lunch and dinner type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Not having the most, you know, name brand stuff going to school, you know, and, you know, just a lot of violence around, you know, that you kind of pick up on to get your point across. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, Detroit just a crazy place to grow up at, you know. You'll have to be there to kind of, you know, see it for real.
Right. And I think that's part of the reason people are kind of so intrigued with Detroit music that are from the outside and don't understand it, because there is glimpses of perspective that you can kind of acquire from just listening to the music. Do you think that the music is as real as what's actually happening in Detroit?
You know, I think, you know, with me just coming home, I've been seeing a lot of stuff. Like, it's different than when I went in. When I went in, it was only like Dope Boys Cash Out, Team Eastside, you know. And now you got like 1,000 different rap groups, and, you know, it's like everybody almost got something to, you know, prove in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the beef be between these rap groups, but I feel like a lot of it, they feel it's been a lot of, you know, situations that everybody got to kind of stand on. So it influences the rap music a lot, you know, because they feel like I gotta stand on half of the things that I'm saying in these songs, you know, just for the audience purposes, you know what I'm saying? Because we be on the outside, you know, we looking, you know, so. And then especially when they trying to grab the attention of others that's not from here, you know, it's almost like a resume. Like, so when you come to the city, they be like, what's up with dude and them, you know, because that's what the typical guys do. They be like, you better ask around. When you telling me to ask around, that means somebody know about you. So when I say that name, if you come to the city and you say who the Dope Boys, they gonna be like, oh, the Dope Boys is such and such, you know, everybody know Rest in Peace Rock, you feel me? You say East Side, everybody know, Dud, they know Peasy, you know what I'm saying? Babyface, so they established. So I feel like a lot of people trying to establish themselves through their music right now.
Right. So the only way that they're able to authenticate themselves is by perpetuating the claims that they make in the music. And some of it's probably already true, but you have to kind of showcase that it is true in order for the audience to believe you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm picking up on. A lot of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of it, you probably be like, it's a little cap to it, but a lot of it, a lot of these guys, like I said, I ain't never ran into a lot of these guys that got that music out, but I heard stories, though. Like, I'm kind of familiar. Like I say, coming home, they be like, oh, yeah. Because a lot of them got talent, though. But they just got so much stuff going on in the streets, you feel me? It'd be like, a guy like me just coming home, I don't know nothing. I don't know who. I can tell you 10 people out of each cruise, but I'm hearing them, though, and I'm hearing, things that, but like I said, that's what they obviously want you to know, like,
So before you get locked up, there's not too many artists out there that it's just like like you said, the Doughboys and stuff, Blade and stuff. Like you're seeing that angle more so, and now you come out and there's 1,000 rappers, right? And let's just authenticate like how many of them are actually serious rappers. You could say like 100 of them are actually like seriously pursuing it and staying consistent or whatnot. What goes through your mind when you see that? As far, obviously social media is making it happen. If it wasn't for social media, we wouldn't be able to know about half the rappers that are out here.
Right.
When you were before you got locked up, it's CDs, it's YouTube. I mean, no, it's streams and stuff like that. Social media really took it over.
Yeah, for sure. Like it made it a lot easier. Like it's a lot easier right now for somebody to know who you are tomorrow than it was back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, the showcases, they got a lot of things like that TikTok. I heard that's the #1 way right now to, take off with your music. You feel me? A lot of that, it wasn't all that back in the day. Well, I ain't gonna say like it's a long, long time ago, but 2010 before I went in, it was like CDs for sure, and that was basically, if you put your CDs out, and passed them out at schools, that's kind of how we got familiar. It'd be like, oh, let me put it in and hear what you're talking about. But now you got all type of ways to get your music out there. And yeah.
Do you appreciate it? Do you look at what's happening now, and do you look at how it used to be, and do you see any things that you like and dislike about it?
Yeah, I mean my only thing with that, like, I feel like you kind of gotta know. You kind of gotta, at this point in time, you gotta kind of know, like for me, example, just coming home, I feel like I got a lot of talent. I feel like I got a lot to say, but you got to kind of be in tune with the right people in order for certain people to look at your social media now, though. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes, it'll get overlooked because ain't nobody really going to go check out your page if, you ain't really got too much of anything going on, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like I appreciate it because, like I said, it's the TikToks, it's the sharing that can help you elevating this music right now. But back then, it was way harder. They had to put a lot of work in, just as simply as passing out all them CDs and get all them CDs made. Shit. That had to be a headache. I wasn't a part, but I seen a lot of them boys doing it, but it's definitely better nowadays than then, for sure.
For sure. Oh yeah, we got some seats back there if you want to take a seat, bro. Let me know when we're ready. Okay, so you see both sides of it, and you see, as far as exposure wise, this is a good time. Now, as far as the music is concerned, how do you feel about the music that's being put out compared to the time before you got locked up?
I feel like it's almost it's the same, man. It's the same in a way, for real. Like, these artists now, the talent is like off the charts. Like some of the guys I'm hearing rap right now, they got some bars. Back then, it's just a different whole new wave. Like some of the rappers that I like a lot of their stuff. Like I can't even, my playlist got, but they all unique in their own way now. It's different than back when in 2010 before I went in, because it was just a straight rhyme straight through. Now you got this got the drill music in the city. That's a little hype, just to hear how they be on that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot. It's like I say, it's a lot more talent now. I feel like as far as with displaying music now than it was then, for sure.
So when you were in, you couldn't hear any of this new stuff. You had no idea that it was happening?
Unless you had a cell phone.
Did you have a cell phone?
I had one, but it ended up getting took. One of my homies got it took, man.
So when you came out, what was the first shit you had heard that was like, oh shit?
The first shit I heard, when I first came home, honestly, I had heard Doug, Free Mind. And I think my little sister was playing it, and they played the video, and that was the first time I had just seen somebody really, he was tripping in the video in the East, and they was that's around the time Gotti was really about to sign him. So I'm like, damn, they out here tripping like that. And you see it in the cars, because in 2010, wasn't nobody spinning in them parking lots like that. Those weren't the type of videos that's out now. Now, they in parking lots, you would catch them drifting from the east to the west now, and it's and that was kind of hype, I'm like, damn, I liked that, you know what I'm saying? But that was the first, it was different, and then, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I feel that everybody T Grizzly obviously when First Day Out came out, a lot of people were like, all right, this is fucking insane. That's you weren't around when that happened, right?
I wasn't, but I know some guys was locked up with T. But T, when we heard the First Day Out, we was able to we had the tablets in the joint, so he had put it on so we can get it in the joint. So we heard that upon him leaving. He had a few albums that was displayed in there, so we got a chance to hear him. So at that time, especially coming out, I'm like, T going crazy. That first day, we felt every word he was saying. The video, I got the chance to see the video when I came home, you know what I'm saying? But just the hearing, it was damn.
Yeah. That was probably the first song about getting out of prison that resonated with everybody that was ever incarcerated, could resonate with, and really be like, damn, I really know what's going on. He's saying everything.
I felt everything he was saying at the time. T Wave was so strong through the joint because everybody they used him at the time. He knew what we was going through. So everything he was what he was saying on his songs, we was like, damn, we feel it. From fighting over noodles, you'll lose your life. All that shit he was talking about prison wise, that shit was true.
Now, let's rewind to, obviously, what gets you in that position in the first place to have to spend 10 years. Can you talk about what caused the events of you being able to, having to go to prison?
Well, I was 18, and me and a few guys, we was robbing people, you know what I'm saying? I started off early robbing people, end up getting pent up for it, and we was in Oakland County, and Oakland County at the time, Oakland County, it wasn't even no room for error, you know what I'm saying? You armed, rob, carjack around 2008 to 10, 12, they was slamming you. You was asking almost for a death sentence at the time, you know what I'm saying? Some guys got off, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, if you got through the crack, it was like a needle in a haystack. But anybody that went to prison from '06 to 2012 for armed robbery or carjacking, they gave you the business.
Slapped you with the book, huh?
Man, I'm talking about boofing on your shit.
I think somebody's trying to get in. Is that one of your friends?
Probably so. Bear. Thanks, son.
Yeah, just call him up real quick, because I feel like this is going to be a long conversation for this part.
How much different is Detroit for you now?
Where you at?
I think I'm in
at this back door.
Open the door. Yeah.
Come in. Tell them the door open.
Open the door. It's open.
What's up, bro?
What's good, my bad?
We got some chairs back there.
My bad, yo.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
good,
you
man.
fool.
We're just still rolling anyway.
Yeah.
How many more people do you think are gonna come?
That's probably gonna be it for real.
Right, that lock too.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be it.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Let's get back into that. It's my bad. I lost the train of thought. Where were we at? What was the last thing we were talking about? So how you got into, you were talking about how they throw the book at you.
Mm-hmm.
And so talk about your situation in particular. What happened?
I mean, shit. I was with some guys, like I say, you feel me, and we was already hitting licks. Well, yeah, we was hitting licks, you feel me. And then this particular night, we was in Oakland County, and we hit a lick on a guy that he was known for having a bag. At least that's what we was told, or whatever the case may be. Almost like a random, you feel me. And then they end up calling the police, and we end up getting popped because we had a phone. And some other things, you feel me? So one of the reasons how they caught us was they tracked the phone down. You know what I'm saying? At the time, you gotta think we kind of like fresh out of high school, and we young. You know, we said get rid of the phone, but you know how that go. So we kind of passed it along, and bada bing, bada boom. You feel me? So. That's kind of how that went. And then, like I said, judge, it was time for court. You know, I went to trial. I believe all of us went to trial, you feel me? And they end up, you know, judge said she was going to make sure when I got home, she was like, you'll still be young, you feel me? But she was like, I sentenced you to 81 months. I remember my heart beating hard when she said, like, 81 months. All I know is 12 is a year, you feel me? So somebody be like 81, 3 to 5. I just thought my life was over. I said, damn, I'm fried, you feel me? And that's pretty much how that went. And then,
So what is 81 months? That's like what?
it's 6.5.
Okay.
Then they end up giving me the 2 for the pistol. So it came out to like 8.5 at 18.
You serve all 8.5.
Did every bit of it.
Let's walk through the. Did you been through the system before? Anytime before that?
No.
Okay, so this is like a brand new experience. Obviously, you're walking in, and I know that before they even send you to prison, you have to go through that like 2 weeks of
Quarantine?
yeah, where they kind of figure out where they're gonna place you in the system. So talk about the experience, man. Just like obviously it's treacherous, but just talk about how you felt when it was happening.
I mean, shit, quarantine, that shit was like, how can I explain quarantine? Quarantine was like the phase where you understand and like you running into guys. Like I ran into one of my homeboys named Donald. He from Finkel. And they actually gave him 20 and he was 18, but he caught his case before me. But I remember him catching his case. He had an armed robbery and a carjacking, and he was like 17, 18. And the judge, he went to, I think they called him bow tie or something like that out of Oakland County. They end up giving him 20 years. And then I happened to go to quarantine. I bumped into him. And you know, it's a thing, like, so when you in quarantine, everybody kind of like, what you in here for? You be like, oh yeah, armed robbery, a body, carjacking. You know what I'm saying? Similar things like that or whatever. So next thing is like, everybody want to know how fast you coming back home, because you don't never want to be the last guy coming home. It's like one of them bitter, like, damn, y'all gonna be home, y'all gonna beat me, you feel me? So at the time when he got 20 years, it was just like, everybody just kind of, you know, because he was so young and we knew him out here he did his thing, you feel me? So, you know, that's the stages when you kind of, if you got a girlfriend, guys who already in violated, they all there, they kind of walking you through like, that relationship shit is dead. If you thinking I was one of them guys, I'm like, oh, my girl ain't gonna be out there fucking on me. They like you become the laughing stock. Like everybody laughing at you. Like I carried that for a minute because you don't ever want to think about that shit. You feel me? Like you gonna be like, oh, You like 8 years, 10 years, she can do that. Everybody like, that's pretty much how that shit go. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget my first bunkie name was Chop. He had like 18 years, and he was just telling me like, if you got a girlfriend, it's best to just be like, y'all gonna be friends. Like, tell her just don't have a baby. And I remember I was just listening to him, and I said that to her on the video. She started crying. The 9 yards. And
did she say she was gonna wait?
yeah, she said she was gonna wait.
Yeah.
But that lasted like maybe 2 years. Like she was coming on little visits, but it was getting weaker, but things happen though. People still like, I made a bad decision, doing what I did. And when you get older and you be in there so long, you be like, can't hold nobody back,
Now, the first time that they close the official cage, when you actually have your own cell in prison, when does the moment set in for you? Is that one of the moments where it sets in like, okay, this is real, like this is happening, and there's no like...
Shit, I mean, it get real when you start to see like, when you eat that food, like the first time you eating the food, then then they talking about showers. That's when things like I say, prison is really setting in. You gonna understand. If you don't know what it is by then, you about to learn. You feel me? Like them showers, going to the shower halls, the phone line. Like these is all things that you gonna pick up quick on at quarantine. It's gonna be little fights because everybody's so upset about their sentences or they are away from their people. You know what I'm saying? People that violate, they like, everybody just pissed. This is a place where you just get your time. You get 30 years, you get sit here right quick, you mad. So anybody say anything to you crazy, you on that, you feel me? So
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's settling. So there comes a point where you settle in and kind of feel more comfortable. Can you talk about the experience of finally feeling comfortable?
I mean, I got a chance to, I went to St. Louis level 4 for my first joint, so I got a chance to be with my dad.
Yep.
Turn his mic a little.
Towards him?
Okay, yeah.
Right there? Okay. And bring it a little bit closer. Just a little bit. Yeah, right there. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a chance to be at the joint with my dad, you feel me? So he kind of was just telling me like, gambling, basketball. Basketball is something I love doing, and it got me in a lot of trouble, you feel me? Like, basketball in prison is like, it's a lot of shit talking. It's very physical. And fresh coming down, if you don't know no better, they get off on that because you kind of weak as hell, for real. Like, I was weak as hell. They got to put me on my ass. That shit played with my mind, so it made me want to work out. And then that, it almost turns into wrestling matches. But you learn, though. I'm saying all this because you started to learn, so.
What is even the point of that, though? Like, when you're playing basketball and there's, like, no rules, basically. Like, prison basketball. Like, what's even...
Prison basketball is like... prison basketball. You might get clotheslined out the air, ball up top, But like I said, it's little things like that, and just cook ups, and then you build bonds with guys that got almost the same time, or me and this guy, we might be from the same neighborhood. Like, I ran to a lot of guys from my side of town in my same area, and it was like, what up, you hear me? And we all here, so then you get the different cities. It's different than the feds a little bit because, you'll get the east and west. Like, out here, you might not have too many. Like, I don't really know too many besides the guys I kind of came home with. We from east and west, but we joined. Like, we really locked in. But a lot of guys, if you just go to a neighborhood on the east, then you go to the neighborhood on the west, they ain't really got a lot of, in my opinion, they fuck with just their hoods, you know what I'm saying? But I could be wrong, though. I'm talking about the individuals I stumped across. They don't really, from the other sides and stuff, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're from the same state as somebody, when you go out of town, you might build more of a bond with that person.
Yeah, pretty much. And like I said, them the things that's going to let you know, like, you in prison. You going on a visit, you see your people come up there. You got to witness your people, like, leave. that be big, you feel me? Especially if you got kids, you know, your kids come up there, it's setting on them. A lot of people had to tell their kids, like, you know, I'm in college, you know, or,
Oh man.
you know, or stuff like that, you know, and your mama crying. Like, my mama used to be, my auntie, my TT used to tell me, like, your mama almost crashed the car one time. It made me feel bad, you know. It make you feel bad, but this is things just letting you know, like, this shit real.
Yeah, I remember seeing a scene from a movie where somebody had gotten locked up and the mom was saying, like, I'm in here with you. So this is not just your suffering, this is my suffering too at the same time. And they have to like go through that every day, like just wait, like I mean the thing is there's no hope when they sentence you, right? There's no way you can get out. How much more earlier could you have gotten out, even if you were on best behavior and everything like that?
Michigan ain't got that shit, man.
Oh, they don't have that?
No, I heard about we used to all laugh at that shit. They used to be like, good time coming back. I rode that shit for about 5-6 years until you get to the end and you notice that shit ain't coming back. You know, like,
Damn.
a lot of guys in the system, they be like, oh yeah, the appeal. But it'd be like, the appeals only really, like, appeals take years and years. Like, if you got 20, you almost about to do 16 of it before your appeal even. I mean, like, I've seen guys kind of get action, but they kind of drag it because that's how Michigan play. They gon' get that time out you feel me? Like, I ain't really seen too many people, me being in the joint, that really got back and got out. Like, they did that bad, motherfucker. Like, it wasn't no getting out.
Now, like, you know, well, sometimes when people get out, they start a YouTube channel and show them how, like, prison food was made and all that stuff. Did you have your own recipes?
Oh, man, you know, I was the best cook in the motherfucker.
What were you making up, bro?
Right, you know, you know, we, man, you know what's so crazy? I went live when I came home, man. Everybody used to get on me like, stop doing that jail food shit, but that shit kind of lit, though. You got to really have somebody to know how to cook. Like, me and guys, we be talking about that shit. We be trying to squeeze one to make us tuna dudes and shit. But you got some guys out here that really, that shit was what we used to get us through them long nights, and that shit worked. Nachos, cheese, meat, onions, bell peppers, like, that shit worked, though. You feel me? Like, you'll be surprised what you can do with a noodle. And then the bagel sandwich. I swear to God, you would be surprised, bro. Like, when I got to prison, I seen some shit. Like, my first cook-up, I'll never forget. I ate probably like a quarter of it. They was clowning me like, yo, little stomach and shit. But you seeing people pour chili, cheese, nachos, meat, onion, bell pepper. This is all in one bowl. They might put some mackerel or some tuna. You don't never know. Like, it get nasty.
Was there people who were like considered the chefs of that bitch, and could they charge for their services, like to be the chef?
It definitely, people think they had the risk and they'll charge you, like, if they made bagels or something, you might be like, I want 5 bagels. They might be like, it was common courtesy though. You probably get them a bagel and the stuff to make them 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's common courtesy, you know.
Now, was there any highlights of that? I mean, you got time to spend with yourself and obviously reflect maybe and decide who you want to be as a person. But was there any moment when you were in prison that was on the positive end where you can look back and say, okay, I appreciate that part of it?
Sure. I mean, that I could look back on and just was like, it was positive. I mean,
Or appreciate at least.
Just to kind of see your family stick it through with you, I believe it's probably the best thing, though, and you appreciate that because a lot of people burnt their bridges with their family out here. So motherfuckers being that bitch on stuck, like, so I seen the guys like they ain't got nobody, they ain't got no money, they ain't got nothing, so they have a hard bit. They probably got kids, baby mama ain't messing with them. So on the appreciative side, you know, your people being there, you can call somebody. That mean the most, like, to be able to be like, because you got to figure out the best way to get through the time. You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, working out, hooping, cooking up, visits, phone was just how you I did my time, you know, and hang with the guys on the yard, you know, but.
I did. I hate bringing this up. Obviously, I'm not comparing my time to your time. Obviously, but I did 2 days. I did 2 days in the bullpen, and man, the hours went by so fucking slow. I remember I went to sleep 7 times and the clock only moved 5 minutes forward. So like that time was not moving. And I finally remember when they called my name and I was so excited to get out and all that. And then, you know, I got out and I remember the first thing I was thinking about was food. I'm like, I went to Fuddruckers, I ordered like everything and I just went crazy on that shit. Well, when you came out, when your first day out, what was it like? What did you do?
I mean, shit. When we hit the freeway and we came up off that motherfucker, they got me some McDonald's. That was the first thing. And my cousin and my brother, they picked me up. The first thing I ate was some McDonald's. I'll never forget. That was the first thing. Then my mom and them kind of was already cooking at the house. They was all waiting on me. So when I got there, you know what I'm saying? It was like some chicken spaghetti. It was like they was in there cooking, you feel me? But I ain't go to no restaurant first. It was a home cooked meal for sure.
Yeah. And that first bite probably was like, goddamn.
Oh yeah, it was like that shit was good. You bringing back memories thinking about this shit for real.
What are you doing? What's your mindset when you're out now? Now you're out, you can put that all behind you. What's your mindset moving forward in your own personal life?
I mean, right now.
Oh, at that moment, I'm saying at that moment.
Oh, at that moment?
When you got out, yeah.
At that moment, it's just like, you're on parole. You hear so much shit about parole. When you getting out, you like, that's the first thing you wanna get off your back is parole. Because you gotta kind of walk like you on eggshells. Like, that shit serious. You know, like, one fuck up, they could really send you back. So it's like, your first thing on your mind is like, take care of that. Second, it's like, what you about to do? Like, you gonna be in the way or you gonna make something happen? So that was like the next thing. Then it's like, them like the most two important things because, you know, that's just what it is. You know, off parole, your PO gonna be on your ass. You know, they ain't put me on no tether, but some guys come home on the tether, you feel me? But depending on who your PO is, you might get a whole ass PO. They be, what you doing? Where you at? Job. Needs this, you know. So it's different for different folks, but that was one of the things on my mind, make it off parole and get ready to make something happen because I knew I wasn't nobody about to just give me nothing for real coming out of there.
What made you think of music as the outlet?
Music right now, a lot of these rappers, they ass. And somebody need to just tell them. So I just felt like, I just honestly felt like the shit that I was hearing be put out, I felt like I could do the same shit they doing. Like my mom used to say, about Soulja Boy, you come up with a little dance, you'll be rich tomorrow. So some of the music you be hearing guys say, they just get on the beat and they just talk. You know, so I was like, shit, I might as well get on here and tell my story. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how that, like I said, it really wasn't even meant to really take that serious. It's just like my bro say, when you make a song and then the guys geek you up, they be like, bro, that bitch hard. It just keep you charged up and make you want to keep doing that shit because people really fucking with the music for real. It's just all about getting it out there. You know, we kind of starting from the ground up, so don't nobody really know us because we all fresh home. Everybody did long sentences, so you know we got to take the long ride there. It took a lot of guys, you know, 12, 15 years for somebody to really hear their music, but
yeah. Well, how long have you been making this music for?
Since I came home.
How many years is that? Like from
2019 October is when I came home. So
okay.
I probably really freshly started making my first song probably in 2020 in January. Like my little brother 99 Beats, he made beats and shit, and we started in our mama basement because that's where I was staying on parole. And he just was like, bro, come on, bro, I got a beat. And I didn't think his beats was that hard because he used to be telling me in the joint like they was hard, but he wasn't doing that before I went in. So to hear him when I came home, I'm like, and these beats hard. Oh, okay. So he, you know, my little brother, he was on me. He like, bro, because I had spit a little rhyme for him that I wrote in the joint. He just couldn't believe that I was so fluent with it, you feel me? So his beat, he's like, oh, bro, come on, we can. Then we just started making, but you could tell the progress because I got a song I first made when I got home. My man Donnie said it was ass. He tell me that now, but they tell me I got a lot better though. But I knew it was ass, but I was just so geeked to put something out. But That's when that shit really started out, for sure.
What's been going on since then, as far as your music's concerned? Like, what milestones do you feel like you've reached so far?
You know what? I mean, I'm getting paid shows now, so I do a lot of shit, and I'm getting paid for it. I don't really too much do no free shows no more. Like, we used to do the little raffle things and pull up and be in the lines and be like, oh, you can open up for somebody and such and such, but no shots towards nobody. It's just,
I mean, that's just kind of a scam at the end of the day.
yeah, because in my opinion, that should be kind of rigged. Like, you know, and I'm not taking nothing from the people that be there. It's almost like you my brother. So when I rap, you one of the judges. You gonna be like, oh yeah, dog is the
Yeah.
And you know, because that's how. But like I say, right now for me, I'm been getting some paid shows. I'm been getting some looks on YouTube and on Apple. I'm been getting some streams. So, you know, yeah.
That's good. And, you know, you're obviously, with the history that you have, the credentials are there. I mean, I hate to say credentials because it shouldn't be that way, but it is. When you, apparently, like, I mean, we've always known this, but in the rap game, bro, if you get shot, if you go to prison, something crazy happens, and all of a sudden, you know, you have the credentials to, you're verified. Like, okay, you can talk about that shit that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And keep pushing with it. And then now, if you notice that the new wave, there's people who rap about shit they have never been a part of. And they get to rap about that shit too now.
Yeah.
And they can be rich off it. They can be millionaires off of it.
It's a lot of that shit going on, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that shit, but it's working for them because a lot of times, that's like they say in prison. You can go to prison and be who you want to be. Like, if we all go to prison right now, he can come in there and be like, yeah, I was a millionaire, da-da-da-da. All he got to do is kind of keep his fronts up, brush his teeth, wear his blues, you know, kind of keep him clean. But he can kind of stay to himself, and he can talk like it, because there's a lot of people that know how to talk. They some good talking motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But when we come home, which and it happen a lot of times, and like I was telling the guys, a lot of these guys ain't really what they, you know, like they ain't got as much money as they kind of made it seem like. But, you know, like I say, everybody got to kind of
finesse a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it, you know, I don't really.
That's kind of fucking hilarious, though, because if you go to prison and somebody is telling, like, all this crazy shit, and then they go home and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what happens. You know, a lot of guys being there be like, oh, I had 20 bricks put up. I got $500,000 home, and I got, you know, such and such. And then when they get home, you just be like, and it be like that, you feel me?
They're like they're Pablo Escobar in prison, but when they're at home, they're Steve Urkel. Like,
that's a lot of times, bro. Like I said, in prison, and that's what this rap stuff. If you really don't know these guys, you know, they, you know.
I mean, I've seen Instagram models, like really, really hot Instagram models, and I finally got the chance to go hang out with one. And I got to her crib, it was all fucked up. And she did not look like who the fuck she looked like on Instagram.
I swear to God, I seen so many females on social media, and I at the time I be like, damn, she fine as hell, she cold. And then get the chance to see them out, they wig be halfway glued off, and I just be looking, I ain't seen her, and I just be like, it just blow your mind because social media can make you look like you got more too, though. You know what I'm saying? But to see people in actual, like, real time, it be different. Some people be, you know, what they portray and be on the net, but social media can make you look a lot more, or music can kind of make you look bigger. Like, a lot of guys always say they got $1 million in their songs, but you see them in person, they don't look like that.
No, well, you could just watch their music videos and shit. It's like, why are you shooting the trap if you got the Milski, bro? Like, you're straight. Like, you could just go shoot that in that mansion you were talking about in the song.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, man. You know, and
I see it though, because some people say that they rap about. Some people are just cap rapping, but then some people are envisioning what they want and they're just like rapping about it. You know what I'm saying?
But everybody think it's like it be hard as hell, and it be like you said that, like, probably how you worded it to make me believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that for sure. Now, talk a little bit about the music scene in Detroit, what you've been seeing from it. Now, you said you've seen it before, you're seeing it now. When you look at it, what are you seeing? How are you valuing it right now?
I mean, the music in Detroit right now, we popping right now. Like, everybody, like, I've been seeing a lot of Detroit rappers get a lot of love. Like Vez just got signed. I was like, I liked that. I was happy for him for real because them boys done put in a lot of work. You feel me? Like them boys been rapping for a long time. So sometimes it just when I hear him talk on his little podcasts and things like that, and then they be like, it's the amount of time and work you put in. You just get to thinking like, damn, them boys been rapping for a long time. But right now, Detroit is like, if you really got something going, you got the pressure up, it's best to keep it up because them labels and like I said, it's different than it was in the early 2000s. Right now, it's like you fuck around and get signed tomorrow if you really, you nice, you feel me? So music is, like I say, it's definitely different. I feel like I say T opened that up a little bit when he first came home. Then, you know, they went after the, like I say, and then you got who else? You got Sada and them. You got Skilla Baby making some noise right now. You got a lot of rappers. GMO. He knew. I just had heard about him, but he's starting to pick up. You know what I'm saying? Got all these nice little rappers. That's I like they shit. They, like I say, right now, and then they messing with guys that's in the industry right now. So it's kind of like, it's getting serious for the D right now. So
yeah, man. So you're in the mix of this right now, obviously becoming an upcoming artist where a heavy spotlight is on, which is it's in Detroit right now, obviously. What's been the biggest roadblock so far being an upcoming artist in Detroit?
Shit, just like shit. I mean, not really knowing nobody that's on that platform. I think that's one of the hardest things because you gotta kind of know somebody to kind of help you out because realistically, me and the guys, we talk about that shit all the time. I'm not taking away from some of the artists that didn't put the time in to get to the platform they on right now, but I just can't see myself giving a guy $20,000 for a feature out of my city when I can invest that into myself right now. That's not even realistically, like, that's not even gonna make sense for me. Like, it's not that ones don't have the money to do it. It's just like, damn, I'm getting you 20 for a verse. Now, what if the song ain't even that hot? What if don't nobody feel it? It's like, it's 20 and it really got wasted for real, you feel me? But you could take that 20, invest it into yourself, and you probably, in my opinion, you probably got a better shot. But like I said, not knowing anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you make a hot song today, then a rapper that's probably buzzing in the city, he might like it, and he be like, oh, I'm going to jump on there on the love for you, and that works for you. But not knowing people, like I said, you starting from scratch. So
I agree with that. And I think the only way to, if you're not connected in the city with the artists that are already popping off, your only other option is to get on these media platforms like Detroit Rap News, the Hip Hop Lab, Say Cheese TV. And like you said, then maybe you can get recognition from the upper dogs, and then they can be like, okay, I want to hop on a song with you. Or you could just build your own fan base based upon that. But you're right, knowing people is extremely important.
it's very important because, like I say, you know, that's just the world we living in right now. It's a lot of talent in Detroit. Them boys ain't got no money, and they don't have no connects. You know, it's like they be saying, you basically recording for free.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? That shit gonna catch up with you, you know, as far as your pocketbook, you know. But if you know somebody, like you connected with them guys, then you got a great shot at somebody hearing your music because they can get on there and then they see that name attached to your name. Let me click on it and hear you, and if it's right, you got a shot. Yeah.
Your own personal life, how you been able to maintain everything, being away for 10 years and now, you know, getting accustomed. It's been a couple of years that you've been here now. Getting accustomed, is it easy for you to just snap back into things, or was it difficult to adjust?
I mean, shit, honestly, everything, a lot changes in that amount of time, you see what I'm saying? I'm still adjusting, you know, just like the crowds, you know, just like everything is different from just Detroit. Like, they changing the city around every day. It's a lot of things that I've just seen in my neighborhood, like that they just in change. It's like they just renovated the whole damn city. You know, the places that was really fucked up, they put new houses on them blocks. You know, you got people that was staying over there, they kind of staying in there with a new mixture of people, you feel me? And but as far as adjusting though, it's really pretty much the same. You gonna learn quick, you gonna pick up on it, like, you know. money gonna make everything shake still, you know. So
Yeah.
just some money.
I mean, the only perspectives I have about prison is like from movies I've watched and shit, and like have you ever seen like Shawshank Redemption and shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, and it's like the only thing you could get from it, like you've seen Life, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
That scene where they kind of like get out and they look around and you can see like some dude had a boombox and everybody just looked completely different. And Martin Lawrence is kind of just like, what the fuck? How much of it what was that intensity for you like when you got out and you just seen how different things were?
I mean, you just, like I say, for the time being, when you call home, you just hearing stories about how much they be like, oh, you ain't missing too much or you ain't missing nothing. When you get home, now you got cars that's like them Hellcats and track cars. That was like seeing them in person and seeing how fast them cars, that was different because in 2010, it wasn't shit like that on the streets. So that was something different. You know what I'm saying? Right now, this twerking shit, it's ass on every, I don't give a damn. They come straight out of church twerking. You be like, damn, like, that's different. Like, it used to be hip rolling. Now it's twerking. You know what I'm saying? That's different. It's just like I said, the music styles, that's different. Like, seeing like, it was in 2010 and all that time, you seen people kind of just being like, now you got Sada in them doing the dance. Now everybody kind of dancing, doing little dance moves. That'd be different.
Even just seeing social media is probably different.
Yeah, social media, like I said, it's just all of that is different. Like Facebook, and then it wasn't even Instagram in 2010 and shit. It
Not
wasn't none of
really.
that shit.
Not no, there was no videos until like 2013 for real. So you couldn't even see videos. Not even like 2014, 15. You couldn't really see videos and shit. It was mostly pictures on Instagram. Now you can like see, bro. Back then you couldn't make yourself an artist off of Instagram. Like you couldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna be famous off it. You couldn't do that before, you know what I'm saying? So now you can do that. So just seeing this whole new, this is huge, bro. Social media is like literally like the newest. It's still fucking new. Like think about how back in the day you had to get on MTV to be seen, or you had to go perform somewhere crazy to get seen. Now it's like you could pull out your phone and be like, yo, I want to be famous tomorrow, and it could happen.
Swear.
So that's I can't even imagine not watching that happen, like the transition and seeing that happen.
Like I said, that shit just, it's super sweet right now. You can make one song a day, like I said, and if they jump on it, them record labels gonna be on your ass.
What's been your favorite part of your artistry so far? What's something that stood out to you so far?
I just like where I'm at with it. Like that stands out to me is just like kind of the support I be getting. And when I hear people like, you make a song, you might not think it's that hot, but everybody like, they be rocking with it, or people singing my song, or I think that's kind of, I mean, something for me when I hear my music, or just like something different, like just to kind of the support more. I'm liking where the support going.
For sure. Oh, is there anything you guys want to add to it?
Oh,
What's up? Like you want to like throw a question out or anything that we think we should talk about real quick?
Oh, I got a new song out with L Boogie. It's called Ratchet. Then I got one with IA, the God. That's out. Hate Me. You feel me? Both of them songs. I really like that song. You know what I'm saying? Ratchet going crazy right now. Everybody, it's on YouTube right now. Everybody feeling that one. That's more like a dance move, type of dancing song. Then the Hate Me is just like, I just was like, yeah, that's just like some real nigga shit, like motherfuckers gonna hate you type shit, you know. But like I said, I roll with a few guys, and everybody got new projects out. You got 7 Mile Bean, he doing his thing. You got 7 Mile Mike. You got I the Guy, L Boogie. You got Zaza Wine. You got, it's so many guys, and they probably gonna kick my ass if I miss a name, but it's a lot of them that's just, we call ourselves all E-Gang, you feel me? And everybody is unique in their own style, you know what I'm saying? And it's different. It's like we from the East and the West, but we all got like some type of brothership, you feel me? So it's different than what it used to be with the Doughboys and the Team East Side. It's like we all together. And like I say, everybody got a different style.
Sure.
So
Tell everybody that they can find you on social media.
Westside up DreDay on IG, DreDay on Facebook.
Cool, man. It was really cool having you on. Obviously, getting that perspective from, you know, being a youngster and having to spend 10 years away and living a completely different lifestyle that most people would dread to. And they make TV shows about it now where you can see the life inside. And, you know, when I watch those TV shows, all I'm thinking is like, God damn, thank God that's not me. Like having to deal with that. But I'm sure it made you somewhat more of a man to some degree. And fast forwards that process because some people never even become men. You know, they live their whole life just like bullshitting and shit. But I feel like that might have helped you kind of structure who you are as a person to some degree. Because I can sense it from you. I can sense like there's something for sure about you that you went through the worst that people can go through.
For sure.
And that's what brought you to the point where you can sit here and be so humble and so relaxed and so educated about the things that you speak on. But it's really great to get your perspective again. I look forward to hearing your music and what you have coming aboard. We have High Low Visual shooting these productions for us. We're at Parallel Sound Studio. We're out. Peace.